Turning our attention over to the Eastern Eyre Netball Association now. Our correspondent Kristy Turnbull is on the line with me. How are you, Kristy?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you, Dan.
That is good, and it was not the closest round we've ever had in the Eastern Eyre Netball Association, but to be fair, it probably wasn't the biggest round of blowouts we've had either. So let's start with the closer of the two games. It was Eastern Rangers over Ports 37-24. Now, Ports got that historic win last week, the first in 7 years. It looks like they've carried a bit of confidence through to this one. I probably would have expected them to go down by more than 13 goals a couple of weeks ago before they got that win. But yeah, what's the vibe there coming off that win? Is there a lot of confidence flowing through the playing group?
Yeah, there definitely is, Dan. And, you know, they're strong contenders this year. And I think probably this time last year we saw Ports going down to Eastern Rangers by, 20 or 30 odd goals. So to have that 13-goal margin is certainly a vast improvement. And the girls will be feeling very confident in their own abilities with these close games. I think probably the difference here was that they probably just ran out of legs a little bit in the end. They didn't have that full 4 quarters of intensity like they have the last couple of weeks. But, they were even at quarter time, and I think at 3/4 time there was still only a handful of goals in it. So Rangers just, finished the game really strongly and converted a few of those silly little mistakes that Ports were making. So, great game to Rangers as well. Full credit to them. It's very low scoring, 37-24. It's not the highest score we've seen. So that kind of goes to show that the pressure and the defensive that both teams are applying during that game to keep the scoreline so low.
Most definitely. And Eastern Rangers, 3 wins, 1 loss, percentage of nearly 150. So they're going along very, very well. To hold them to 37 is certainly a very good effort. And I think we're all keen to see how Ports continue to build on that for the rest of the season. But the glory goes to Eastern Rangers in that one. In our other game, it was Kimba Districts over Cowell, 59-40, and Cowell still searching for their first win. Oddly enough, I think they might be happy with only a 19-goal loss in that one. Would you say that's accurate, or is that maybe being a bit too nice?
No, definitely. Cowell were very, very happy with their game on Saturday. Talking to the coach, and they were even at quarter time. There was only 3 goals in it at half time, and I think 6 or 7 at 3/4 time. So Cowell certainly, they're certainly contenders as well, but they ran out of legs. And I've said the last couple of weeks that very new look team, and it's taken Cowell a little bit of time to get that team gelling and working. But I think definitely against Kimba on Saturday, we really started to see some of that happening with the Cow team, and to be, only 6 or 7 goals at 3/4 time just certainly proves that they are contenders, and if they can work on their fitness and get themselves just running out 4 solid quarters of netball, then that'll go a long way.
All right, let's look ahead to this weekend. Central Eyre United were on the bye. They're back in action, and funnily enough, they're 2-1, right in the middle of the ladder with a percentage of exactly 100, so maybe they're due for a draw. I don't think that's quite how it works, but they're hosting Cowell.
Come in rested, the Storm girls, they would have been looking for that rest, probably a pivotal moment in their season, so early in the season to have that rest and then coming in against Cowell. So it'll be another good game. Cowell, like I just said, Cowell really starting to settle. They're playing good netball, and if they continue to work on their fitness and running out those last quarters of netball, but Storm are rested, they'll come in with fresh legs, they'll come in with a different perspective again, and it'll be a good opportunity for both teams with full sides. They've both got full sides, and they'll both be looking to strengthen and work on what their best combinations are as we end. This is the last game of our first round, so both teams will be wanting to cement that sort of core key playing group, get them settled into their positions coming into the last couple of rounds of the season. So it's a good feeling point for the first few games of the season for these 2 new look teams.
All right, lucky last for the round. Kimba Districts are hosting Ports, and Ports must be looking at this as a very winnable game. Kimba Districts beat Cowell by 19 goals last week. The week prior, Ports won by 18 goals against the same opposition, so they've got to be confident going into this one.
Yeah, I think they'd be quietly confident, Dan, going into this one. But
quietly confident, of course, the best kind of confidence.
yeah, quietly confident. But we know what that Kimba team can do, and we know how strong they are. So unfortunately for Kimba, Amber Schilling did get injured last week, so I think she is out for a week or two, just resting that injury, ready to come probably after the long weekend, come back into the team. So I'm not sure who's going to step into Kimba's goal line there to replace Amber, and it'll be hard to replace her height and accuracy. So whether that works in Port's favour a little bit as well, will remain to be seen. But yeah, I think Ports will be put through their paces at training, and yeah, like I say, the margins between the two games, it should give them a little bit of confidence to know. And their margin against Eastern Rangers as well last week. They certainly should come in with confidence.
Good luck to everyone playing in Eastern Eyre Netball this weekend. But Kristy, that's not all that's on the agenda this weekend, is it?
So on Sunday we've got Eyre Region Carnival held up at Lock, which we have every year. So just a shout out, congratulations and good luck to all our players that have been selected to represent Eastern Eyre Netball Association at Lock on Sunday. So we'll have a 13 and under Div 1 and Div 2, 15 and under Div 1 and Div 2, 17 and under and a senior team all playing up there on Sunday. So best of luck to everyone that has been selected to play in those games.
Absolutely. Best of luck to everyone playing on Saturday and on Sunday this weekend. Thanks very much, Kristy. We'll catch you next week. Enjoy the action.
Thanks, Dan.